I have finally decided to empty out these boxes that I've only barely used, if ever, and I'm starting to slowly get rid of them in my attachment issues as I do so. Let's unpack this and then eventually I'll organize this. Right now I'm on break after work, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put this in my cabinet of curiosities, and then I should probably not be doing this during a break, but it is what it is. You know what, just go ahead and throw everything in there unceremoniously. Oh, yes, rubber bands. Oh, I knew I had other Kcaz paints from them. I was wondering where they were. I think this is Kcaz. I don't know who this one is, but this one is the alcohol ink. This is not Kcaz, but yeah. I know I had another one that went with this set. Okay. There's something else that I don't know where it went, but I shall worry about that another time. Next one. Move it over. Feet. Okay. Stop. Stop wanting to fall over. I'll eventually get rid of this. I just want to empty these out and then I'll think about organization possible. The airbrush is in the other room. Okay. Bam. Oh. You're in here. The paints are in another room then. The airbrush paints. That can go along with this one. There. You can see the hands. Me drawing the hands from my avatar. Me learning how to draw hands, I should also say as well. Pop these in there. You can see that that's untouched. This has been used. You guys saw me making the thingamabobber on Instagram. My sharp pointy thing. Some unopened and unused things. This had rubber bands over it, but as you can see, it like stayed, and I never used this, so it just ended up yellowing, and now the rubber bands are brittle and can't be used. As you can see, again, unused. If I were to use that mold, I would use the other powder from the last one. Put these in here. I used this recently. I only use like some things, like sporadically. I didn't use. Oh, there they are. I was wondering where these were. Okay. Your Muse kits. Random thingamabobber. Anything else? Nope. Boxes are emptied. After break, I shall show you the organization, and I might do the Kcaz boxes as well. We'll see. Those ones I haven't used as much. Alright, so I have these two IKEA cabinets, and remember how I said, like, you know, I have an unhealthy obsession with keeping boxes? Yeah, attachment issues. I still have the box for the box. Anyways, let's see. I also have this cabinet, it's already open, that has stuff. It has things in it that I'm going to try to figure out where it goes. Let's see, I don't even know what's in here, because it's dark. Ah, yes. So it has this corner cutter, a missing handle thing for play, some random papers. This actually goes. It's probably from this one. So it's gonna go here. And some perfume bottles, because I was gonna put medication in them for their one-time uses instead of like keeping a giant bottle of the medication I wanted. But I kept them because I could. I bought it. Paint palette, which also should probably go in there, but I'm gonna figure out this organization stuff. I'll be right back. So this one right here. Okay. Now, this one's a pain in the ass. I probably should know which one is which, but yeah. So I have pill bottles with safety pins and T-pins, and more paper, which actually probably should go in that one. And I'm gonna organize this, so I gotta figure that out. Also, I'm off of work now, so like it's good for me to be doing this. Okay, also, let me go ahead and grab some of the stuff that's from here. I have ultra clean washable markers. I don't know why I have those, I just do. They're scented. I'm going to be using this, as well as this. This is the tray I was working with. It came from one of the kits, came from that kit. The paints. Like I said, I thought that was in there, but it wasn't here. Okay. My very clean palette that I also used for makeup once, but I actually got it mostly cleaned off. But yeah, anyways. Regular white paint. Paintbrushes. And I'm not sure if this is a regular light or a black light. I can't tell by this. I think there might be purple if they're black lights. But yeah, I'm gonna get started. This, along with these, this is gonna go on here. I'm gonna figure out if it'll fit in there, if I need it in there. This little shelf was 3D printed. These shelves are also a thing I gotta put together. They were flimsy for what I wanted them for. My shot glasses, and I didn't want to trust them. But let's go ahead and get this working. First part, I have this in case my battery decides to want to start dying while I'm doing this. Okay. First, we empty everything out. Everything that you literally just saw me put in there. Because I have big brain. Okay. Like I said, I have an unhealthy need to keep things. So like, these are cute. I don't know, maybe I'll use them as like layers to like paint on top of. Like, I tend to paint on the floor and stuff. And I don't want to get it dirty. Okay. Pull up the money. Okay, and all that crap. Move it all the way over there. I literally just stuck all this stuff in here. I'm so smart. I shouldn't have done this during a break. The first time. Paintbrushes, I wanted an obvious spot. So I'm gonna put them in here. For now, we're just gonna go on that. And yep, all fabric. These things are awesome, by the way. My hot glue gun and fabrics, sewing kit. Yes. So, at a time, I was a male entertainer. I was changing one of my outfits to be rip-off. So these are magnetic clips, twine, scissors, fabric scissors, cut for a specific project with tape on them, so you can see that. You can't see everything I'm doing because I'm moving around and doing this. Whatchamacallit squares, or tight rod thingies for this stuff. Me learning how to do this. Let's see. Ow. Oh, no. It was just a colored stuff, more fabric, the needles. 128 pack of colored pencils. Oh, there's a needle here that's just loose and chilling. I'm gonna put that there. Random pencil. You can go here for whatever pencil needs you have, I think, maybe? I don't know. Random drawing pencil stuffing. Oh, my heart stoppers. I got this for Christmas. I bought myself one, but then I also got it for Christmas. And I also photocopied a bunch of this because I'm also hesitant to color things. I have a problem. But yeah, here's my copy, and then there's the copy I got for Christmas. More colored pencils, fabric shears, or whatever the hell you want to call them. More colored pencils, and probably more colored pencils, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. Oh, these are like, I think these are my watercolor pencils. Yeah, these are my watercolor pencils, and then these are like different hardnesses. Yeah, so these are going to be going into that cabinet over there. Anything else in here? Okay. Okay. Alright. Get those out. This is going to be a 10-minute video of me emptying a cabinet. Start printing again. And cabinet's empty. Now to organize it. Alright, so to start. Shelf. Little skadoosh thing, Skadis thing from IKEA, but like 3D printed with a bucket. Boom. Different scene. This is where I was keeping all my brushes and everything. However, I'm going to put my nerdy crafter, like Smart Art ones. One second, I'm gonna flip these around. Okay. These are going to be, oops, I zoomed in. Oh, I can do that. Going in this little slot right here. Boom. Cute brushes, cute spot. This is where I keep my random pins. I got my gasoline, cocaine stuff from Panic at the Disco, some traded pins from when I was doing the something Nova Scotia Royal thingamabobber. And this is where I'm going to be keeping my paint. These paintbrushes are going to stay here since they're like the ugly paintbrushes. Most of them actually are ugly paintbrushes. We have like canvas pincher stretcher thingies. I just organized this one recently. This I got from a homeless man. He was selling paintings on the street, so I bought one. But yeah, so I have my Sharpies, oil-based ones here, more Sharpie paints. These are paints. I have my, by the way, these are embroidery hoops. That's where I forgot. Embroidery hoops. Embroidery string, which I'm going to actually take out of there. So that black thing that was in that cabinet was actually a paper trimmer. This is the blade for it. I will keep this in here though, so that I can remember it later. This is where I got all this and some of those paintbrushes from this thingamabobber. This is the place. It's a cool place in Charleston. I no longer live in Charleston, so not my problem. Puffy paint, 3D metallic paint. This is a Sharpie brush, not paint, but Sharpie brush. A liner pen. Is this another brush? Why is that there? Okay, so these are brushes. I forgot that this is a pull-out. This is also where I'll be keeping my, these actually I'm going to be taking out. I'm going to keep these in here. This is a metallic powder, buff powder. Some sponges, an armature for a project I never started or never finished or started. Technically I started it. My glitters, these are all my paints around the edges. The towel I use to clean up paint and clean my paintbrushes. Neon paint. This is where I'm going to stick this paint. This is the chalk paint that I used as a base coat that came from the Nerdy Crafter kits. I'm also going to stick my my white paint that was in here. So I was going to put this for my paints, but I think I might use that later, and if not, then I'll probably use it for my paints. Or maybe I'll use this for other things, like this Kcaz clay, my liquid latex. Actually, no, you can stay there. Maybe you go next to it. We'll see. I have 2 of these bottles from vanadium acrylic. I'm not sure if I want to keep these in here because they, you know, they fits. Honestly, I might just leave this the way that it was and not worry about it for now. Maybe I should worry about it. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about that for now. I'm gonna put this back. This lives in here. Close that. And this is gonna go right in there. Boom. Organization. Don't look over here yet, though. This was an experimental test for a towel I was doing for embroidery, learning how to do it and figure it out. Okay, I'm a little torn because I am debating whether I want to keep the hoop rings in here, because I've decided that this is going to be the utility drawer. So that's going to be containing my airbrush, the hot glue gun, the molds, the papers. These are going to be in here, but I'll worry about those another time. So yeah, those are going to be going in there. So I'm debating whether I want to keep the hoops with fabric stuff type deals in my sewing kit. Anyways, this is also where I decided to put colored pencils and markers, and then my pencil case, which has pencils and colored pencils and more stuff in there. Just that in there. Rollers. So yeah, so far, organization. As much as I like this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these out, and I'm going to fight my urge to want to keep this. I'm going to put them here. Alright, they are there. I'm debating whether I want to keep these like this, since they all fit on one shelf, or if I want to separate them and be technically neater. We'll figure that out later. Okay, also, speaking of organization and stuff like that, this has paints in it as well. However, like, I think this is fine to keep because it literally is small and I could just stick it like right there. Also, I know that this is a utility thing and I should probably keep it with the hot glue gun, but it's also a fabric thing, so should I keep it with my fabric stuff? Which is where I'm thinking about keeping it, which I might just keep it there. So yeah, we're gonna keep our fabric things there. Does this count as a utility thing? I'm not sure, but I'm gonna keep it in here because it's also a tool, not versus like a utility, like a, I don't know. Organization sucks. This was a cute bag that these things came with, so I am debating whether I want to keep the bag as well for, like, you know, storage reasons and stick these in there. We'll see. The epoxy sculpt fits right underneath there. I wonder if I can, why doesn't it go all the way under? I wonder what's going on under there. I don't know. Like, I don't know why it's stopping. It goes right underneath there, but I'm not going to let it do that. I just realized that it's actually called a sharp pointy thing, which is, I was just referring to it as what she calls it in her videos. I won't want to get rid of this case, but I'm going to stick this with the the softening things, technically, the sanding things, and I think that should be fine there. I'm going to get rid of what I don't want to get rid of. Let's go. Okay, so last few things that goes in here is this stuff that I haven't taken out of here in a minute. So let's see what's in here. Okay. Oh, that wasn't in there, but it just, let's go stick that right there. Okay. So we have pencils. Oh, and I put this mug over here. Oh, what's this? Kcaz the Gamer merch coming soon. But this is an old version of one that already came out but didn't sell, and this is like a misprint. So now it is a cup drawer. These are my husband's pens and pencils and stuff like that, but this is also like mine. So this is gonna like put some of my stuff in there as well, right? Let's just do that. What are these pencils? These are Faber-Castell color grips. I don't know. This one's sparkly. Ooh. Oh, that's gonna go in this bag right here. Why not? Another one is gonna go in there. This little pencil is gonna go in there. What are you? You are a ping washable marker. You can go in here too. Why not? Pit artist pen. It's been a minute since I've had these, looked at these things. That's why I forget what I don't want to get rid of this, right? But like, I don't need this. So it's going into trash. the trash. A paint board and some shrink film. Those are gonna go in this pile. I'm gonna stick this in this pile as well. And that's this cabinet. We have my painting stuff and sculpting and alcohol stuff and more painting, plaster, sculpting stuff, fabric-y stuff, markers and colored pencils, paintbrushes, and more pencils and stuff here and stuff here. That's this one. Next, this stuff. So we're gonna start with this cabinet now, or end with this cabinet, really. Let's go ahead and empty this out. Boom, I did magic. Oh, wow. Anyways, this is an attempt I have at doing 2-point perspective that I never finished for my father. I don't talk to him anymore, so that's a plus. But yeah, I was attempting to draw the Kaaba in 2-point perspective. So for now, this is where I'm sticking my papers. These are some flexible cutting boards that I can use as mats. I'm just going to keep on using this section for paper. I have a lot of crap to still go through. So, more paper, sketchbook, and whatever these are, I have no clue what I have these for or where they came from, but I know it's like tissue paper or something. Anyways, I have this 3D printed stand that I'm going to be using for my cutting board and my palette, and maybe some other stuff we'll see. I'm going to be putting my coloring books up here, my coloring pages, and then the instruction booklets for that. I think I'm going to leave the cutting board up here. I have this painting, or a print of a paint. This print came from a cruise I went on with one of my friends. Artist is there. This is a certificate of authenticity or some stuff like that. I'm not sure. It now lives underneath all this. I'm going to put my airbrush there, my sharpener that I never actually used since it's been a long time since I've been a teacher and have to use it in a classroom, and my pasta maker flattener thingy. That's what it was called from the last video. I forgot what it was called. It's missing a handle, but I still have it. I got it from Goodwill without the handle. And a washi tape dispenser, which I can never figure out how to open up because I forget every single time how it opens. This is me needing it to open. Yeah, I just spent a minute trying to open this, but because I keep on forgetting how to actually open it. But it has washi tape in it, and I think some fake washi tape in there. I can't remember. Oh no, it was a picture in there. So this is actual washi tape. That's gonna live there on top of the mats. This was a stand for a doll that I made that you all saw on Instagram. I painted it and stuff like that. That's gonna leave there. That's the extra part. If I'm not mistaken, I got these cups to mix around paints and stuff like that. I can't remember why I got them, but I got them. They're gonna go there. I moved my coloring books from there to there. I'm gonna actually keep it up here, but I'm gonna forget that it's up there every time I'm looking for it. Almost done. That stuff is gonna go in there, and that's an empty bag that's gonna go in the trash. In the trash. More stuff. Alright, it's not technically everything. It's still like a random stuff. I'm gonna make it look ugly in a second, just stuffing it in there. But we have our silicone molds here and stuff from the Smart Nerdy Crafter stuff, from this X Smart Art, some armature wire, the plaster cups with the silicone equipment for plastering, my hot glue gun, my square cutter for corners and stuff, or round cutter, I don't know, it's been a while since I looked at it. Same area, my turntable, my pallets, my cutting board, or cutting mat, or whatever you want to call it, another cutting mat, the bag for that had drawing stuff in it, but that's this cabinet. I'm going to put my foot to hold that open. Bam. All the garbage, all the packaging of things that I'm going to be getting rid of and have opened for the first time since getting them, and or was keeping things stored in them. Bye-byes. Trash. This box did come in handy multiple times because I use it as an airbrush little like area to like airbrush stuff in. So I don't know. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. That's what I'm telling myself. And then these smart crafting boxes are empty now. I want them, but I don't need them. I don't need them. And now everything's organized. This is the other cabinet. I put some of the stuff that was missing from that cabinet that, or should have been in this cabinet from that cabinet. And yeah, I'm happy. So I'm technically not done, as I said I was, but I'm done. This stuff is fine for now. Hasn't been used much, so it's not like there's like random pieces scattered about my art supplies. But yeah. Don't even get me started on my office stuff, because like technically there's Sharpies that could be art stuff and blah 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 blah, and then I have some coloring books, and then my tablet here and pixel stuff. But I mean, it is what it is. And if you thought that like I you know, hey Kcaz, the paintbrushes that you had from that set weren't in their container that they originally came in. Yeah, they were. They were just taken out like a couple of days ago. I still have it, but it's going in the trash. Alright, I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you. And I said tablet. I should specify that it's like a doodle board or boogie board. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. Have a great one. Thank you for being on this organization journey. It is still going. It's an ongoing journey, and I appreciate. Like I just threw shit on my floor over there. So yeah. All right, y'all. Bye. So I may have decided against waiting and putting these away as I need them. I might have taken them out of the closet, and I might start putting them in the cabinet. I don't know. Should I do it? I don't know. First box should be easy because, well, it is pretty much organized already. Oh, I might have lied. The one thing I did on stream in this box is the only thing that I've used this box for. Okay. Anyways, put that away. This is paper and drawing stuff. And, whoa. These come in storage containers. Okay, sorry, I was struggling for a second there. Okay, but like, if I keep the box, it has like numbers and stuff like that. Should I just rip this out? Or, cause like I could just, I don't know. That. Could just do that. Like, should I just like rip this off and keep it? Oh, I just realized the names are on there. Never mind. So I don't need this. Okay. It's so well done and so well packaged. Oh well. Goodbye. Next up. Okay, couldn't need both hands. Okay. Boxes. Now empty. These are gonna go in there. And these are going to be figured out somewhere. Probably just gonna go in here with all my other cheap stuff rather than going with the expensive stuff. Although, let's see. 1 second. Okay. I should probably get rid of the box for this and my Copic ones. But, you know, easy storage and won't get lost as easily, so we'll just put that right there. And then put these nice fancy ones right next to the cheap ones. I think this is the wrong one. It's in the wrong box. It was I lied. I'm putting these back in here because it's a lot easier to store them like that than it is having them just loose and about. I'll figure out if I want to put them somewhere else later. That's neat enough. That's that one box. One box down. 3 more to go. Was this box being the next box? Make a minis. Should I really be doing this? I really like. Why do I even own a mini set? Like, my hands are shaky AF. I can't even paint like a large surface without making it like messy. But this is the second box. Let's get started. First up, satisfying. All right. Paint palette. It's gonna go in there with those these amazingly awesome figures. Won't ever get painted by me because I suck at painting again. I'm guessing sculpting putty of some kind. Sure. Okay, well, let's open this up again and get started. Okay, so this is going to be sculpting stuff. So I'm going to stick that with the sculpty stuff. This, our figurines, should probably go in there. I don't know yet. Unopened. This makes more sense rather than the nerdy one being in those boxes. How long does super glue like last? Again, unopened. This amazing figurine. Uncompleted. Incompleted? I don't know. English. At least with this, I know where these are gonna go. Probably like over here. I don't even know if these are still good. The paints are gonna go here, and the terrain stuff is probably gonna go in there. The names on these are really freaking cool sounding. Like we have Dragon Red, Demonic Yellow, Oak Brown, Barbarian Flesh, Strong Tone, Brush on Primer, Gloss Varnish, Matte White. They could have been like, I don't know, Midnight Black, and, or Void Black, and Anti-Void? White, I don't know. These are gonna go here. You said nothing. Okay. That's gonna go there. Look at that, it slides right there, like this did. Okay. Paints are there. I was gonna reserve this shelf for alcohol that I know that's in these ones. But, meh, I don't know. Maybe I'll try to do the top row even though I ran out of space on this shelf for the paints. Maybe I'll move those to the sculpting glue and the cosplay down here with this. Actually, that makes sense. 1 second. Okay, that's going to be alcohol inks. Here's adhesives. Here's mediums. Here's stiff as well. This lovely print signed by Jazza himself. Terrain and mural making stuff. Gonna go in there. I was gonna take out these tools and these paintbrushes and put them in here, but since these are miniature specific and this box is closed off, unlike this was, like this was opened, I'm gonna keep this and just stick this all in there with the palette and the cutting board. Box is empty now. Now to store it and organize it in here, and then I'll move on to there for the next boxes before the next box. Like again, getting rid of boxes is hard for me. Like this is such a, like he puts so much work into this, and then like This actually tells you, like, I don't know if it tells you on the brushes, masterclass, base coat, dry brush. Let me check though. It appears it does tell you that it's a dry brush, so I really shouldn't. I don't need this. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. And I think it looks like I used this brush before. I don't remember using it. Maybe I have. I don't remember. Okay, as predicted, the organization of this cabinet is going to be difficult, but things to be modeled. The models, the modeling, terrain stuff, tool, terrain modeling stuff, cutting board, wet pallets, and I brought yesterday that these are my magnet buttons and pill bottles, coloring books, and these are going to be where the model, the instruction guides are. So yeah, 1 box done, 2 box done. Boom. So to start this one, I had a whole bunch of emptying out that inky box, and it appears to have disappeared. So yeah, this is going to be just in the middle of it. Okay, phone is on the charger. I've emptied this out. It's still a mess, and I don't know if it'll fit stuff in there, but we'll see. Okay, this is what was in this bag. It was fine liners, highlighters, colored pencils, thick colored pencils, multicolored pencil, colored pencils that are erasable, very well maintained paintbrushes from Nerdy Crafter, a single pang washable marker, regular pencils, HB and 2B or not 2B, scissors, erasers, sharpener. I did a test fit for the largest colored pencil that was erasable to see if it'll fit. I'm going to put the rest of them in there and I'll be right back. I don't like the look of it because I wish that these would fit in there perfectly, but they don't. I'm going to use this pencil case as just as it is a pencil case, but I might just put everything back in there except for these. These fit nicely. I like these ones in here. Maybe the highlighters can keep in those bags, but the pencils, color pencils, are going to go back in the bag. I have emptied the box. Most of it's going to go in there, but alcohol inks and inks and calligraphy inks and the calligraphy pens I kept, or paintbrushes I kept separate. Yeah, it's a work in progress. 1 second. Okay. Fountain pen, colored pencil bag, highlighters, fine liners, alcohol inks, calligraphy aqua inks, calligraphy stuff. Cabinet complete for this box. Okay. Papers, notebooks. That was all left to add for this one. So, last box. Imminent. This box complete. Like, look at all this, like, little details. This is why I don't want to get rid of these boxes. This is such a work of art. But it's gone now. 1 more box to go. Last of Kcaz's Ultimate Creativity Collection being put away into my storage cabinets. Let's get started. So this one I actually used because I made something that is currently, oh, see, I knew there was more stuff. I just mixed everything together from the last bag. Okay, so these go in there anyways. So we're gonna empty these out, figure out where things go, and work from there. This is also like the heaviest box. Just a side note. Anyways, let's continue. It is now empty. Most of these are tools. I know the paintbrushes are going to go in this cabinet. I know I want to stick the clay in this cabinet, as well as the pastels and more clay. Does anybody know if these things like actually expire? know, don't feel like rating him. Yeah, so most of this stuff is a combination of stuff. Like, this is the nerdy crafter stuff. Pretty sure some of this stuff might have been nerdy crafter as well. But yeah, it's gonna go in there. Okay, things are put away. We have our Kcaz clay. You know, I used the nerdy crafter box and the Kcaz boxes more than I thought I did. Anyways, I have the Kcaz clay, more clay, monster clay, sculpting stuff, sculpey clay, pieces in here, pastels down here, nice paintbrushes over here, except for the fact that I didn't clean some properly, don't mind that. Now to put the rest of this stuff away. Okay, I have rearranged this. So, the silicone wire, like stencils, terrain stuff, and armature wires have been moved to here. And sculpting tools right here. Everything else the same. Then I added the instruction manual. And so that is one box, two box, and then the last emptied out. Here is the trash pile from this box sets. I have these ones, and this one all empty into this cabinet. And I closed this one already, so yeah. And with that, the saga of organizing my craft stuff has come to a complete, because technically I still have some more craft stuff and office stuff and things that need to go away, but we're gonna say it's complete. We closed the door on that. Thank you for joining me. Bye. Alright, so I guess I didn't finish organization stuff. Gonna keep on going from here. Alright, so I'm debating Sharpies in, where'd the bag go? In this bag, which means I'll have to get rid of this container as well. Like, it's time for me to get rid of containers that I don't need. Right, so I have all my black Sharpies and all these colored Sharpies. I'm thinking pens are gonna go in here. These are all mechanical pencils and the leads and erasers. These are colored pens. Those are gonna go somewhere else. These are all my highlighters in this nice highlighted orange like thingamabobber. Still gotta figure out more stuff from here. Okay, black Sharpies, check. Highlighters, check. Pens, check. More pens, I'm gonna have to figure out where they go. Specialty items like for drawing on tablets and stuff. Still a lot of organization to go. I have a Kcaz tower in my office that I'm thinking I'm just gonna leave like a 3 pens and a pencil, 2 pencils and like 2 Sharpies and whatnot, so that like it stays out, and then when we need more we just grab them from the crafting area. Alright, so I emptied this out because I noticed that there was some of these colored pencils in there that are erasable. I'm going to move them into this bag that originally was filled with erasables, but I'm going to reorganize it and double check to see like if this is like a... Anyways, there's some workarounds that we're going to be working on and stuff. These were paintable or water brush, watercolor pencils and drawing pencils that were in here, but there's apparently other stuff mixed in, so I'm going to carry and organize this again. So here. Okay. So I've decided that this is only going to be drawing pencils, and it's erasers, like the fancy kneaded erasers. This Kcaz the Gamer merch, you know, to be determined on when it released. It's just going to be pencils, whether mechanical and or regular, and erasers. cool. This bag is going to be these random staple thick boys color pencils, this multicolored pencil, this one singular Prismacolored color erase pencil, these three Sanford colored pencils that are erasable, these erasable crazy art pencils, and these three Faber-Castell random colored pencils that I have as well, and this one singular Pang washable marker, and any sharpener. And then again, still pens, and I'm gonna probably figure out what to do with this ruler because it doesn't fit into there. But yeah, so Sharpies, fine liners, and I moved the watercolor colored pencils from this box to these bags because they fit, and you know, they sit. So fine liners, these Copic markers are going to stay in their case that they came in, or if they were put in there, I don't know. They are from Cubbin. Yeah, so Sharpies, still to go. A little bit more to go. I decided not to use this. I ended up putting pens in here and in here, so that because this, I couldn't figure out how this would fit into my shelf, so I'm just leaving it in here for now. Alright, now to put all of this into here. Okay, it's put away. So we have fine liners here and here. We have my colored pencils that are erasable, and the Staples ones. We have these rollers that were in here before. Watercolor pencils, pens, colored pens and regular pen colors, Sharpies, colored Sharpies, black Sharpies, highlighters, Copics, markers, drawing pencils, regular pencils. I mean, you can draw with regular pencils as well, and rulers, and then this random magnifying glass I had, and my circle maker, a compass. Okay. It's getting